As legislators and community leaders in 1999 began to see kids show up in court systems and in programs who have been affected by father absence, they thought that they needed to do something about it. So fatherhood legislation was passed. And it's a simple project, it's a simple goal, is to promote the positive involvement of fathers with their children. We've been doing this work for almost 20 years, and for folks not to understand what we do is a shame. So we latched out, we reached out in hopes of doing something that would really promote the work, the 20 years of great work that we've done in Connecticut around supporting fathers and families. We wanted to get the word out about what we're doing and let folks know that men have a place to come when they need help. Our work and the work that we've done around the state, a lot of these things are based on stories. Everyone has a father. Everyone has a memory of a father or a parent that is fond or maybe not so fond. But we all have stories about our parents. And we thought that by kind of letting folks kind of talk about their experience as a dad or maybe as a parent, we thought that would give us the opportunity to really sell the public on how great this is for folks to kind of listen to.
Check this out, come follow me.
He also always told me to go outside of my box.
We are so much alike, and I never really even knew the guy.
First time I had a bill that I couldn't pay, he was right there to step in.
So my dad's really funny.
We're doing the Dear Dad tour.
Right now I'm on my dad, that's my son right here. I'm trying to be the best dad I could be.
These kids need positive role models to show them, how to be productive citizens.
There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about him. My dad was my everything because my mom passed away when I was only 14 months old. And I was my dad's baby. And he was the one that taught me my culture. He taught me all the things that I needed to know, even about being a young woman. I'm so glad to keep his memory alive through being able to speak about him. So, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I miss you, Daddy.
I grew up with a father who was absent in my life. And, I took it very personally. I didn't understand why he wouldn't show up for games and school events. And, when I was older, I learned that, my father was abandoned by his father as a baby. And my father just didn't know how to be a father. And as a result now, I'm married with 2 teenage kids, and my kids don't have a relationship with their grandfather. And what I would tell you as you watch this is to break the cycle. I vowed when I had children that I would not be like my father, that I wanted my kids to have a great relationship with their dad. And sometimes it's hard to carve out the time, but what I would tell you is you got to show up. You got to make time for soccer practice and t-ball practice and those annoying school events because your kids are going to remember it. So make the choice, show up, be a father, do the little things, and I guarantee you won't regret it.
I'm so grateful for my father. When my mother became pregnant with me, it was an unplanned pregnancy, and my parents were both afraid, and so they actually decided to have an abortion, and I was scheduled to be aborted here in Hartford, Connecticut. My mom ended up walking out of the hospital because the janitor told her that God would give her the strength to have me. But when she went to my dad, she called him on the payphone and said, I've changed my mind, pick me up. And he came and he got her. And from that moment forward, he said yes to being a father to me, even though that wasn't their first choice. And they both did their very best.
Hello, I'm here to talk about my dad. My dad, he's awesome. I love him so much. My dad, he's always here whenever I need him. My dad is the hardest worker I know. He works and works and works, but anytime that I need him, he is right here for me. Always. My dad shows me that I can do anything that I want, anything I want to do.
And going to the Capitol, we thought it was really, really important and impactful to have legislators, those who look at our program, those who are in charge of funding our program, be involved to see firsthand how fathers impact lives of children. And seeing folks come into the booth, especially legislators come into the booth and share their accounts of their fathers.
My dad is an amazing individual. I would not be the man that I am today without my dad.
And if you're a dad that's not doing your thing, don't feel bad because you still have an opportunity to change. And if your kids feel a certain way about you, you have an opportunity to fix that. It's about the child that needs you the most.
Before this little guy came along, I used to be embarrassed by my dad, you know, like they would always do dad stuff and, you know, be so proud of you that they tell you to all their friends, and I didn't really understand that. It was just embarrassing at the time until I met him, and now I'm that guy, you know, that every time I go somewhere, he's the first person I'm showing everybody, and he's probably messing up the mic, but that's all right. No, he's just, I didn't know I could be so proud of something until I met this little guy, and he came into our lives, and now just our lives are much better. You don't understand it until you become that, because this is so great, you know, something to look forward to every day. Oh, okay. End of video.